Okay, first of all, before I start this video, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. One is, this is pretty much the last section that I'm going over with the videos, unless I get any questions from you, as a 120 class. This is the video with quartiles and box plot. And I'm going to show two problems. I'm going to do it with the Excel spreadsheet just because it's more organized, instead of me writing with the mouse, because I'm doing this from my office. So I'm just going to start a new spreadsheet, and this one is not going away. New blank workbook. There we go. Alright, let me go ahead and fix these because these are too small for you to see. Well, not having any luck here. Let's try one more time. Okay, well, what's going on? Oh, I done got several open. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to make these a little bit bigger and a little bit wider so you can see them a little bit better. And we're also going to fix the format cells. I want a little bit bigger. There we go. And make sure it's black. There we go. Now, let's go with, and I'm going to start off with using a odd group of data greater than 5, because if you're doing a 5-number summary and you only have 5 numbers, then it kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm going to do probably 9 or 10 and 11 numbers. So we'll do n is equal to 10, and then I'll make up 10 numbers. Let's go with 18, 18, 19, 21, 22, 22, 22, 25, 26, 30. I don't know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here's our numbers, and I want to make everything centered. There we go. And I'll make these bold. I believe we can go up a little bit with the text. There we go. Alright, so here's our numbers, and we've got them in order, and you've got to put them in order. First thing we need to find is the median, because the median is the 50th percentile. So I'm going to put over here median, and I'm also going to put 50th percentile, and I'm also going to put second quartile, because the second quartile and the 50th percentile is the same thing. And I'm also going to fix that 50. That won't look right. There we go. And I'm going to spread this out a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. And that's going to be equals, and that's going to be this number right here. Now, we talked about this in the video with mean, median, and mode. If I have an even, and this is even, so I'll color it. That's even, so it's green. I'll color the odd red. We've got an even number. So that means we've got to find the middle two, which will be 4 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these two guys right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's these two guys right here. We've got to find the median. So we got two numbers, so we got to take the average. And of course 22 and 22, the average of those two is 22. So I'm going to highlight this kind of a yellow, and over here, yellow, and that's going to be equal to this guy plus this guy divided by 2, and I'm going to put parentheses around the numerator so it won't get confused, because even though some students think computers and calculators are smart, they really are not. And that's that. There's that number. The min is equal to the smallest number. And we'll color that this funky orange color. And that's that. And the max is equal to this guy. And we'll color that something different. Maybe blue. Okay, so we found those three numbers. Now we just got to find the 20th the 25th percentile, or the first quartile. So we'll write that 25th percentile, or the first quartile. And then this would be the 75th percentile, or third quartile. So how do you find these two guys? Well, there's several different methods. One is you can use the percentile method that's in the book, or two, oh shoot, I messed up. Let me see if I can undo it. Yes. Okay, let me just put equal sign here. Alright, this is how I do it. Here is your mean, and what I mean here is your mean. I mean your median. Now let me go in here, and I'm going to hit format cells, and I want to make the bottom line, I don't know if I can do this or not. Nope, I'm going to take this off, and I want to color this line red. Let's see if this will work. No, I don't think that worked. Let's try again. I'm trying to do something for y'all. No, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, let me hit undo a couple of times. Alright, there's our, if you follow the cursor, this is not the median. 22 and 22 is not the median. The median is actually right there between the two numbers, where that cursor is right there. Now, how many numbers are above the median? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you pick the middle, so you find the median of the median. And that's this number right here. And I'm going to color it. Oops. I'm going to color it, not that color. Kind of a mauve color. And that is this color right here. And that's equal to that number. And if you do the 25th percentile, you'll get the same number. You can read your book. I have found that this is the easiest way to do it. And there's some books that will not do it the way that your book shows it, and there's some books that will show all the different ways. But I'm using this way because it's quicker and it's easier to show. Alright, so here's our median right here, 22. It's over here in this, because this is not always going to match this number. Sometimes it's going to be a decimal, but it's right there. How many numbers are below or above well, there's 5, so you pick that number right there, and we'll color it something totally different. Color that green right there, and that's green, and it's equal to that number right there. So there is our 5-number summary. And let's change that to green. And let's change that to yellow. And let's change that to that coral color. Alright, so what do you do with these? Well, you take these numbers, and let's see if I can do this. You take these numbers, and you go to your handy dandy whiteboard, and there is our numbers. Now, I'm going to draw a box plot based on these numbers. Now, it's very important that you write this down, because some of y'all are not going to write it down, and you're going to get it wrong, and you're not going to understand why. First thing you do is you draw a number line. There's your number line. Of course, it's not a number line. Actually, it's a number segment line, or number line segment, because you don't have arrows on the end of it. You have ends like that. Okay, what's on the bottom? Well, 18's on the bottom. So I take my text maker and I put an 18 right there. And I put a 30 right here. And that's when students go, okay, now you just put in the percentiles. No, you do not. There's that one. There's that one. Now you need to number your number line. What are you talking about? Well, you can't plot things on this number line with an 18 on one end and a 30 on the other. You can't guesstimate that good. So you got to fill in. And I usually tell students 5 to 10 points is good. Find the midpoint of the midpoint of the midpoint of the midpoint. In other words, keep finding midpoints until you got enough graduations on this line to plot things. So 30 plus 18 is 48. 48 divided by 2 is what? 24. So 24 is our midpoint. I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I'll put a 24 right here. Well, we still need some more points, because that's still not enough. So we get the midpoint here and the midpoint here. Find the midpoint of the midpoint of the midpoint of the midpoint. Some people do it 5 or 6 times, and that's fine. The more points you have on your number line, the more accurate your box plot's going to be. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and do this also. We've used this number, and we've used this number. So, let's go ahead and do another one. Well, 30 plus 24 is 54. Half of 54 is 27. So, let's take our handy dandy line maker and put a 27 there, and I might as well do one here too, but we don't know what that number is yet. So 27 goes here, and let's see, 18 plus 24, that'd be a 2. Bring you 1, 2, 3, 4, 42. Half of 42 is 21, so that means 21 will be right here. And now you've got 5 or 6 spots. You can actually maybe plot. You might want to get one here, and then you can start using just basic math. Let me go ahead and I'll show you what I mean by basic math. Divide each one of those, and then just use your imagination. 18 to 21 is what? 3. Half of 3 is 1 1/2, so this would be about 20, 19 to 20, somewhere in there, 19.5. So I take my jigger and I say 19.5. And then have 1 1/2 would be 22.5. And then 1 1/2 would be 25.5. Oops. And then right here would be 1 1/2 is 28.5. Now I have enough to go on. Now, what do I plot now? Well, that's all that's left. Here is your box plot. Oops, sorry. Let me just highlight it. Here is your box plot. Here is the low end. Here is your high end. And the center is right there. So, on the left hand side is 19. 19 is right in here. There's that line. 25 green. 25 is right in here. And I'm just going to fill the rest of it in with black lines because got my point across. There's the box up there. And let's just bothering me. There. And what's left? Well, the only thing left is the center. And the center is 22, which is right about here. And I'm going to do it in this line right about. And there's your box plot. Real simple, a little bit of math, and then draw your number line, graduate your number line segment, and then draw your box plot right here. Remember, your box plot is made up of three things: your 25th, your 50th, and your 75th percentile. So I hope that helps.